Hey yo, actually Among is here with a long set between me and Upgrader from the Plus R Discord. This set was done on PC, so I'm watching it in replay mode. But as you'll come to see, we had some great matches, so I just felt like I wanted to share them. Now you're gonna see Upgrader take the early game one lead, put me in the corner, but I'm able to get out, kind of get some distance. Upgrader shows their ability to adjust though. This being our first time playing against each other, we didn't know each other prior. We get a couple clutch clashes going on. They get the mix up to the overhead. And you can see the feeling out game between us two players as we introduce ourselves to each other, metaphorically speaking. Upgrader taking the first round though. Round two I lead with the super jump back. Understanding distance is my game. And the K missile, which is the straight ahead high missile, is my best tool in this matchup with the way that Upgrader is playing it. Now they got a nice Okazemi combo, nice little mix up, but they kind of do tend to repeat the same sequence. They beat me in the air, keeping me in the corner really well. And when they're able to do that, they're able to beat me our first match against each other. But this was in ranked, and I'll give you a little spoiler. This set gets a lot more competitive. You see me lead with the jump back. They got the long range tools up in the air to keep me at bay, but I'm starting to learn the block sequence for their favorite attacking pattern. You'll also see that I'm in a good way for a zone-in defensive character like Justice. I'm starting to slow it down a little here. They burst out of my dust combo, but that's fine. I'm not really great at those anyway. I probably was about to drop it. I mess up my block string, and so I end up having to use my burst as well. And we get to a very close end of round one in game two. Keep in mind, Upgrader has the golden stick of butter. They use a little bit on faultless defense, but basically a full bar when they die there. And you can't get those, you can't bring it to the next round. But they get the pressure corner early in game two, using Michael's sword to keep them away. Get the reverse hitbox there, which is nice. I will just jump back, use my jumping heavy and my Michael Blade special, which we could get a great pickup here. Honestly, that's all-time pickup for me. And answer back with a 2-0 of our own. So once again, like I said, to set up the storyline here, we're in ranked right now. They get the 2-0 on me, I get the 2-0 on them. And so we get the rematch for a third time before the matchmaking system separates us. I'm going to get the early advantage because I'm going to be able to keep my distance, get a lot of damage off early on in the round. Even flip them into the corner for a second, but they're able to reverse that as far as position goes and put me back in the corner, hoping to get some damage. But my Dragon Punch is going to come out right there, saving me from the pressure. And I get a little space behind me, a little stage behind me. And I'm able to get the rest of the job done right here. No? Yeah, right here. Now Upgrade is starting to pick up to that super jump back every start of round. So once, like I said in an earlier round, when they're able to get me backed up into a corner, it really is a difficult position for me And while Baiken doesn't rack up the damage nearly as fast as Justice does, her ability to mix me up in Okizeme and keep pressure on me is definitely a lot better, as well as the movement options. Mostly every character's movement options are better than Justice's. And we don't super jump that time. We end up taking a big old front kick right to the mecha chest. Then that overhead comes in. But we got a pretty good read on the block string. Even when we don't fully pick it up, we're able to pick it up in part. Clash with the Dragon Punch there, because it is the third time in this game that we've used it. But the aerial Michael Sword, able to keep distance, and the life lead is definitely in my advantage. 2D, but I ain't able to follow it up. Upgrader gets some damage of their own. Another mistake by me leads to a small combo from Upgrader. And I don't let go of my K nuke on time. But a couple of P nukes followed by a Michael. No, actually they reversed that on me. Forcing me into a bad burst. And this round's going down to the wire. Just a magic pixel of health. And Upgrader able to pick it up. So actually, I think it was at that point where I added them in the +R Discord and asked if they wanted to go into player match and play some more. So that's what we did. And from here on, we just have a series of great games going like this. See me going back to my super jump back. Need to really be leading with the K missile instead of the P. But I'm just playing for distance and space at this point. Baiken able to keep me in that corner for a little while, but a slight mistake lets me out. Now there I'm fully green health, so I go for a little air combo, but when I drop it, I just take the distance as my advantage. And even though Baiken's got a golden stick of butter, what else choice do we have but to fight? We need to use some of the meter that we got as well. Probably could have kept us out of that situation from having to burst, but it is what it is. We're looking for the launcher hit here, but we're being a bit obvious about it, so we're not able to get it. Instead, we go for a ill-advised raw super and die to the tatami mats. Here you're going to see the same lead again. If it's broke, don't fix it. Because the time that I didn't do it, I got kicked right in the chest. Good defense from me. But as I said, you see Upgrader using the same sequence. They have a few mix-ups, but the one that they rely on the most is the one that I got down the quickest. Unable to pick up off of that launcher hit there. Kind of just trying to poke them in the air and start something new. We get the dizzy here, but we weren't able to do anything with it. We kind of just like panic and choke. Still fairly new at this Guilty Gear stuff, so moments like that show our inexperience to just jump on the opportunity and finish them. But we get the round. It ain't no big deal. We get the round. Launcher hit clashes with them, so we ended up getting pushed back into the corner. Like I said, we see some different looks here from Upgrader, which is able to get the first like approximately a quarter of our health down. But then another point that I've made many times in the match already is that a couple hits from Justice is equivalent to like a full combo from Baiken. And you'll see that there as well, as a little bit of offense for me is just able to take away Baiken's health in large chunks. But hey, Buscando, we keep it rolling. We go back at it again. Back against the wall again. A nice throw by Upgrader. And here we go into the blender. Will we be able to get a solid block string up? We use our command dash to get out of the corner. Kind of try to control the middle of the stage there. They end up getting back in before we can get too much of their health gone. They're playing the mid-range strategy as well at this point. A bit of an adjustment from Upgrader as these games go on, using the tatami mats a little more intelligently and more frequently to keep me away. And of course those D command specials, a very good tool. They're able to break my defense and pick up the round there by showing a couple of different looks and adjustments. Now, us on the other hand, we have a pretty solid game plan. I mean, Justice is a super disgusting zoner, so we try to go backwards once again, but by the time we get our first nuke off, we're just in corner pressure. Biking the one-armed, one-eyed gangster out here, just pushing forward, staying in Justice's face. Honestly, that probably should have been a S Michael's blade, so that wouldn't have wall bounced them back into my face. But we end up keeping them from getting us straight back into the corner. You see us going for dragon punches here, trying to keep our distance, but it's just not enough. We end up having to use our burst at probably not the time that you want to, because we had no health and a long life lead to go. And, you know, if there would have been a round 3, it would have been best to save that burst for the round 3. Kind of doing a little too much autopilot with the P nuke. I really should have made the observation and adjustment that the K nuke is the first one I need to go to based on the way that they like to approach. Or at least when I don't have the meter to roam and cancel the P nuke, which I haven't been implementing much in this game just due to the intensity of it. I'm still a fairly new player, so my strategy for, you know, my advanced tech and maneuvers is to try to not put myself in a situation where they're absolutely necessary with, you know, fourth quarter clutch moments. It just creates opportunity for failure. But you see me pick up the round up the overdrive there, get the first damage, but they come right back, mixing me up with the low aerial attacks, but then they miss and I get a slight punish. Nothing too major though, as the Tommy Mat adjustment is working out pretty well for Upgrader at this point. I go raw super and they just slash me in the top of the robo face. Should have been a little more patient there, and maybe I would have been able to get in. They burst, I burst, we all burst, and as the life on both of our characters whittles down, they're able to get the last combo that they need. And even if it is a black beat, they carry me to the round 3. Nice block on the missiles, you know. Baiken's guard options are unique to Baiken, but it's not like I'm unaware of them. It's just they're so strong. It's like Ultra Instinct Goku and Dragon Ball Fighters. What can you really do about it? It's just a sick fighting game mechanic. Here we do pull off the raw super, but obviously it was out of, desperation and caught him pressing buttons. Nice little fuzzy guard to get us out of the block string. And then the nuke gets that one for us. Now, another cool thing about playing against Upgrader, not only did they just act really cool about it whenever I hit them up in the Discord and hopped in a room with me and we got some games together, we not once went back to character select or room. We just played. The score didn't matter, and it was, as you see, basically just a game him, a game me. Maybe a little bit of variance, because I'll give another little spoiler. Upgrader wins a little more than I do, but it's super even throughout, and also it's worth noting that they won the 2 out of 3 in the ranked, so they're even a little more ahead than the final tally will tell. And yeah, you'll see them get the nice overdrive off of, once again, a pretty raw super from me. And then they catch me pressing buttons to time map me into the corner. Jumping back and forth, trying to get a little meter going. A pretty bad burst there, gets punished by Upgrader. Dragon Punch though into the aerial combo, but it's just not that long. It's, small damage, especially when we've discussed how crazy Justice's damage can get. And then a Roman cancel pressure sequence from Upgrader as they go absolutely crazy. I get one little small Michael Sword combo off and then a raw one out of the air there, but they catch it back with a grab and a little launcher hit here, but they drop a people's elbow on my head. You start to see at this point too a game of chess has developed between us as they go high-low mix-up and I go back and forth with distance and mixes of zonings and launchers. There's a great burst to prevent the overdrive, but I do get enough space to set up my zoning, and I get a pretty dangerous setup right there. I get past it for a moment on a magic pixel of health, but one more hit is all I needed. First hit, the overhead by Bikin. Good defense they're showing. Able to block any real pressure from me up until that point right there where I hit the 6H. And then I get another big chunk off with the Michael Sword, which was a H Michael Sword, bouncing them off the wall, but we aren't able to follow it up. Raw super, followed up by overhead. They air dash and slightly drop the combo off of the clash. I dash in. Honestly, I don't know why my mindset wasn't just to end the round right there. So we give Bikin one last chance to Tommy Matt's coming over my head. I'm trying to turtle up and block it out, mashing buttons, and they catch me. With the full stick of butter, they don't even need it. So we jump back. We hit them with the jumping H. Jumping P pokes, ineffective, as the Tommy Mac comes in over our head. Air dash to cross us up. Air dash again, keeping us from being able to set up air pressure of our own, because we keep jumping up and pressing P and H for no reason. Then the nukes. But off of the nukes, the launcher doesn't launch, it pushes back, and Biken's able to easily get round 3. So you've seen a little bit of mental fatigue possibly from me in that game. A lot of my moves running on autopilot, the experience of Upgrader showing to be a little bit better than mine. And these tatami mix-ups and corner pressures are just a lot to deal with. The Biken is pretty smooth as Upgrader forces me to burst, pressures me from the air even more, and carries me back across the screen. Full stick of butter, but it doesn't matter. They don't need it. Unless they want to Roman cancel something like right there. They just keep coming in and pressing buttons until my health bar fades away. Me at this point, I don't know a whole lot about how this match is supposed to go for me. But I'm pretty sure the first thing I'm supposed to do is jump back. Now I managed to keep myself somewhat out of the corner here. But that 2-hit sequence from Upgrader that they go to in the air seems to be all they need against me. Raw super blocked along with the nuke that I tried to pretend to set it up with, because there was no setup. And I get 2-0'd there. Gold burst early on in the round into a raw. Well, it wasn't raw, but into an overdrive. Obviously, it was justified because I had meter to spare. I don't think even I was expecting to get a gold burst there, but it worked out. And now we got nearly 75%. Just a hit or two gets us that 75% mark. Now Upgrader working their way in. We bounce out of the corner though and go for a super. It takes us 2 before we're able to pick up the round. And that gold burst definitely being huge in that case. Now here we go with the neutral jump. Maybe we messed up our input there. Michael Sword punished by Upgrader. They're playing active defense and trying to mix us up. Going low, going high. We do the wall bounce, keeping them within striking range. And here's the corner pressure, but we do block it out and jump over their head and right into their overdrive, pushing us backwards into the other corner. And what can we even do from here? Start off with a slightly different opening, although once again I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a super jump back. Right there I need to be going for my launchers when I catch them in the air with the missile. Upgrader's pressure sequence getting smoother and smoother as the matchup between us two players and the way we play our characters develops. Once again, in a similar corner pressure situation, getting the round. In between rounds two, we had a few conversations. You know, talked about how disgusting Justice is as a character, but they were super cool. Shout out to Upgrader from the +R Discord and all the other people I've met in the Guilty Gear community. Y'all are all super rad. And I have noticed in my YouTube analytics that these are the videos where the new viewers come from, so I appreciate y'all showing up. I want to keep making videos like this, as well as doing different kinds of commentary and similar kinds of fighting game content. There's some new games obviously everybody knows about coming out this year, and we're gonna cover some stuff. No doubt about that. But here we see a decent super into dropped aerial combo, but the damage was real. Then we command dash in, try to finish the round, and takes just one more little poke. But make sure you drop the like and subscribe if you're especially from +R Discord or the Guilty Gear +R community. If you play on Switch, I try to give a little bit of a light on the Nintendo Switch community, and I play on stream here and there. And then, as you can see, I'm trying to make some content about my own little journey as a player. As you see, I don't have a whole lot to say good about the way I played this round though, as up until this point, Upgrader's Biken just pushed me back and beat me up. I do get damage though. I get good damage. And then they kick me right in the chest and body. So yeah, we go to round 3, you know. Back in the corner. In the blender. All these places I've been before. But let's not act like I'm just getting 2-0'd here. They're just a little bit more consistent with their game plan and execution. We have a game plan and execution too, and it's spam nukes and push you back with Michael Sword. Here we go for the dust combo though. It gets us a little, maybe 15-20% chunk. Now if that 6P or if that JP would have hit right there, we may have been able to pick up the round. But we catch them going for a super with a super of our own. So then we're getting down to our last few matches. And our strategies against each other are pretty well developed as they put me in the blender, force me to burst. The high tatami mats coming in. They slide in on their block string, able to use their tools well to close the gap. The life difference is pretty even as we both just carefully feel out the first round of this game. I get a super off here for honestly way more damage than I've ever deserved. They're able to get overdrive off of their own though, and I think it's going to lead to a round. Oh, I blocked the tatami, get a gold burst. Absolutely disgusting. Raw super gets me killed. I backdashed the claw, able to get the first hit. But the little Biken slide and the claws and the kicks, they keep putting me in a blender, as well as the jumping backflip overhead attack. And whatever else Biken has up that, well, no pun intended, up that sleeve of hers. She doesn't have an arm, so it's kind of mean to say. I'm playing. Upgrader though does have the big gold butter stick, and so do we. After we get a third recent gold burst, we throw into a no damage off of the super, probably getting us killed here. But no, we go for another one because once again, gold burst. We both whip at the start of game 3. The nukes coming out. But Upgrader, understanding the windows a lot better, shimmies their way in with that little bike and slide. Taking some nuke damage, but definitely gaining a lot more stage position and winning the exchanges. Definitely ill-advised on the second Michael Blade there. Raw super, a bunch of desperation attempts. And they're able to hit me with the overhead. I burst. They just really need one more hit here. And they slide in, go for their overdrive, and they're able to get it. At this point, Upgrader messaged me and said last one, so you know we playing this one like it's for all the marbles. I start with my signature jump back. They start with their signature blender options. Claw me. I try to push them back. I want them to be in this corner where I can backdash when I need to and jump back as well, especially against some of these high tatami mats. But I use up a lot of my stage that I got pretty quickly, and they even have a life lead as I do it. We burst. They go over our head though. And a clutch jumping block from us. Raw super again. Way too raw. But we're able to get a small combo afterwards, and the nukes with the cross-up damage and just overall disgusting zoning BS gets us a lucky round. You know that's probably got to heat Upgrader up. They come in swinging in round 2. Big pressure. Me, I whiff buttons. Not able to follow up from these little tiny K pokes. Probably don't even need to be hitting buttons at this point. But I do get the big overhead H. It does about 20% every time I land that 3-hit combo. Upgrader carefully threading the needle, me getting nothing off of the dust launcher, but I burst their overdrive and go for a super into an aerial. Both of us on a magic pixel, and Upgrader picks it up, forcing the game 3 after all of that. Going back, avoid the corner. They go over my head, put me in the corner. We try to inch our way out though. Good combo, 7 hits in the air and a reset of stage position, most importantly. But here's the sweep air dash, trying to mix me up in a variety of different ways. Raw super for the umpteenth time. Going to my bread and butter 3-hit heavy combo. And I'm able to pick up the last bit of chip with the nukes. However, we accidentally hit rematch one more time. That's why this one kind of starts funny, because I know they said they had to go. But since they were down to play it, we decided to play it. So here's you a bonus match. The final score was, by the way, 7-5 Upgrader, and with the best of 3, it would have been a total of 9-6 Upgrader, but nobody was counting. It was just great games, a lot of fun, a good guy to play against in a game that is going strong with a great community, and it's got freaking rollback and all the good stuff. So I just wanted to share this awesome set because I'm kind of trying to get out of that beginner stage, learn my character a little bit. Watching these matches back is a good way to learn, and you don't see a whole lot of justice stuff for beginner and intermediate because it's kind of a newer character. Excuse me, a newer character in the game, as well as Cliff just being added for plus R. So, if you're still listening at this point, I really hope you enjoyed. I would appreciate if you dropped a like, subscribe. Make sure you leave me a comment, all that good YouTube stuff, just because I'm a small YouTube channel that enjoys interacting with its community. So, you know, come hang out. Don't be shy. A beautiful slide there by Upgrader, by the way. Honestly, that slide was the round right there. So, game 3 of the bonus last game, double overtime. Early clashes, good defense, but I'm back in the corner trying to escape. They're sliding on me, shooting fireworks in my face, clawing me in the gut, dropping mats on my head, all kinds of blender nonsense. My health is quickly disappearing as they finish me off with the overdrive because Upgrader's a baller like that. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.